is your Pisces new moon for March 18th, 2026. And we have the moon at very early 29 degrees and void, and the sun at 28, nearly 29 degrees. So yes, indeed, the day of the Pisces new moon, it is void. So do be aware of some frustrations at this particular moment during the day of the Pisces new moon. However, nonetheless, it is void but in late Pisces. So it kind of has an Aries feel to this new moon. And Mars, the planet of action, is in Pisces, and the North Node is conjunct Mercury in Pisces. And of course, Mercury at this particular time is yet retrograde. So during this time of the Pisces new moon, there's going to be some frustrations that come up. And Pisces, by its nature, is ruled by the 12th house, and the 12th house is about the past, it is about memories, and although the sun, or of course the new moon, or Mars, which kind of makes a bit of a wide conjunction with the North Node and Mercury retrograde, is not exactly conjunct. There is a connection there with Pisces. So there's a lot that's going to be brought up and a lot of frustrations here regarding the past. So don't be surprised if this time during the Pisces new moon to the Aries full moon, that we are finding ourselves getting in little bits of tit for tat about the past, or frustrations about emotionalism, feeling very sentimental, and kind of feeling a little bit injured, because that's what Pisces is about. It's very sensitive, very much about the past, and that is emphasized here with the North Node conjunct Mercury retrograde and the new moon in Pisces. So do be prepared for a lot of stuff coming out from long ago, if you will. And in fact, this Pisces new moon makes an out of sign conjunction with both Neptune, its depositor, and Saturn. And Saturn is at almost 4 degrees, and Neptune is at 1 degrees Aries. And Aries is about what? It's about beginnings. Aries is a fire sign. It's about zest and pioneering what you want, starting whatever it is that you have a grand vision for, because that is what Aries is about. And with this conjunction with the new moon in Pisces out of sign, we are really going to have visions for our future. And we really want to get started. But because this moon is void, keep in mind, although it is a new moon in Pisces, conjunct Aries, Saturn, and Neptune, we're going to feel like we want to plan right now. We really have a good imagination, Pisces, of what we want to start, Aries, and this is the time for this new moon for planning. Yes, once we make these plans, however, and once we get into the following month, into April, during the new moons, the full moons with Aries, and that Aries connection, that's going to be the time that we are ready to go. But right now, this is the time for zest as far as really deciding what it is we want to plan out. But that may sound a little bit stagnant, but this is what's going to help us springboard into doing what we have as our goals into April. So this is all very positive in its way. And we also have Venus, the planet of love, at 16 degrees Aries. Oh, right now, even with this Aries stellium with Neptune, Saturn, and Venus, we are feeling very, well, very affectionate, very enthusiastic as far as possibly starting new relationships or trying to repair relationships. Oh, yes, because that is always what Aries is about. So it's a very demonstrative, very energetic kind of a Venus love planet. We really are wanting to express not only love or affection, it's about what? Because we're talking Venus. We are feeling very creative. And with the Pisces stellium, the new moon, that's what this new moon is going to be very about. Very dreamy, very much about wanting to take effort in planning the future, feeling very positive because of that sense of enthusiasm with Aries, and really having a positive outlook on our future. But this is, although very kind of lackadaisical, if you will, it's also one where we can really imbue ourselves with a lot of energy and really set out to do what we want. And Pisces and Aries is allowing us to feel very energetic, if you will, and very much so. And also, because we have this Pisces stellium here, there's going to be a little bit of a concern, especially with Mars with the North Node in a wide, with Mars with Mercury and the North Node in Pisces. There may be a lot of talk about the weather, and what else, of course, is Neptune. It's the oceans, waterways, minerals, and so on and so forth. So this is going to be, especially with Mars there, this is going to be a strong topic of discussion right now. Anything that can do with water. So we're going to have to be careful and be very watchful of the water, floods, oceans, waterways, and so on and so forth. And because again here we've got Mercury retrograde and the new moon late, very late in Pisces. But because we have the Aries connection here, we will be able to handle whatever comes our way just fine. Yes. And let's look at some more aspects here. We also have Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, the unpredictable, brilliance, genius. However, it is in Taurus. So Uranus is here. It can still act a little bit as a bully, though. But one really good thing here is the connection with the new moon in a positive way. We've got the sextile between the new moon in Pisces with Uranus in Taurus, which is extremely positive. And again, it goes back to that creative, inventive attitude, outlook. Really focuses a lot of our attention on the future and what we want to do. And this is the time you really want to think about starting that business, really taking off about some of these amazing, brilliant Uranus inventive ideas. But a more practical level with Uranus there at 28 degrees and no longer retrograde, with the connection with the sun and the moon, our connections with each other are going to be a little bit more productive now. There may be a desire to really connect with groups of people, because keep in mind, Uranus is about Aquarius, and Uranus is the depositor of Pluto now at about approximately almost 5 degrees moving forward in Aquarius. So right now during this full moon, besides all this brilliance going on here and creativity and imagination, right now it's about getting together and expressing ourselves with each other. So there may be a lot of connections right now with friends, groups of friends, or charities. Oh, yes, that Pisces connection. And really wanting to express our desires about what our grand visions are with the collective for the future. So if there's any issues going on right now out there in the world, we really want to get together and support each other. So this is good. And with Pluto there, the powerhouse, you can bet those that are in positions of a power and authority are going to act rather unpredictably, and this may or may not be the reason we really want to get together and really discuss our visions of humanity, our thoughts on the collective, our our connection with each other. And this is going to be paramount because Pluto, the powerhouse, is in Aquarius. We really want to reach out and connect with each other in a very enlightening direction. And Aries, with that emphasis, even with the new moon and the Aries stellium, really helps us to decide what we believe is right and wrong, and really decide that we want to begin Aries to support each other. So this is actually a very good connection here, but we cannot ignore that we have Aries emphasis here with the new moon and with Neptune, Saturn, and Venus. And with the Aries connection, Mars is the depositor, and that makes a wide connection again with Mercury, the communicator, even not at its best in Pisces and retrograde, and the North Node in Pisces. So we're going to have a little bit, believe it or not, because of this Aries connection, we're going to have a little bit of some aggression here. And because it's still in Pisces with the new moon, we're going to have to also be careful of passive aggression, kind of head game, so to speak. And this may be, believe it or not, some of the issues with some conflicts. It's not always about what we're saying, it's about what we are not saying, and acting rather possessive or passive, as you will, especially with Venus there, and that may create some possessiveness. And with Aries zest, we will have to, and that Mars as the depositor, we will also have to watch what? Our speech. Yes, even with the Pisces connection, because Mars is involved here with the North Node, and we will have to be careful in part. Why? Because we may find that in our effort to be more compassionate or kind of take the underhanded way around of saying things, that may ignite a bit of a firestorm as far as disagreements are concerned because of Aries and the Mars in Pisces depositor with the North Node and Mercury. So please, right now, be very upfront. You don't want to play head games right now. You don't want to get passive aggressive. Aries, even with Neptune, a bit of a deceiver, and Saturn, a bit of a debilitator or blocker, is really calling us in Aries to be very outspoken. But we don't want to be so direct, Aries, that we create arguments. But nonetheless, Aries is ready to begin. But right now, because of this voided new moon, well, we're just going to have to kind of take the frustrations and go with the flow. So remember that once you find yourself in conflicts right now and a bit of melancholy and a lot of the past being brought up and feeling like you don't really want to be direct, but yet you still want to put your energy out there and may act a little bit passive aggressive or dealing with somebody else's passive aggression or desire to really argue and really get things going as far as some disputes are concerned. You want to just take a hint from Pisces and you want to apply a gentle approach. Just pull back and really think about what you're saying, your actions, and really, take a more compassionate outlook. And that will kind of quelch some of this Aries aggression. Yes, indeed. And now we've got Jupiter still in Cancer, no longer retrograde at 15 degrees. And that makes a bit of a wide trine to Mars in Pisces. So Mars is pretty well aspected during the time of the new moon, but that's good because Mars is in Pisces. Jupiter, the planet of prosperity, is in Cancer, and Cancer is the second house. So not only is it a good time for creativity, it's a good time for what? Planning financially. So this is a good time if you really have set your aspirations monetarily about what you want, maybe saving, investing. This is the time for that, or making plans. And then once we get into the month of April, we're going to be really ready to roll, ready to carry out whatever it is that we want. But there could be some good financial news connected with the market, although still some frustrations with retrograde Mercury with the North Node. Nonetheless, this trine between Jupiter and Mars is good for taking action financially. You might be thinking about buying or making money through real estate, investments, stock market, or the like. And this is a very good time for really stocking up on all of that, and you will see good returns assuredly in the future. Yes, indeed. So, as mentioned, one other thing, we've got Pluto in Aquarius, And so we can't ignore during this reign of Pluto in Aquarius, it's always going to be about those in authority and that which is connected with power that will be in particular rather unpredictable. And this may create some shakeups, but at least we have a nice sextile between Saturn and Neptune in Pluto. So right now, there's going to be possible negotiations or discussions about power or about connecting with each other in a positive direction. And Aries, keep in mind, as always, represents beginnings. So this is good. This may help to quelch some tensions with those in authority. And at the same time, because Neptune's involved here with Saturn, there could equally be some delays. And yes, there's that word again, frustrations with those that are in positions of power. But nonetheless, Pluto is in a positive light with both Neptune and Saturn. And another thing, because Pisces is also during this new moon connected with what? It is connected with glamour and illusion. There may be highlighted some discussions or issues with those that are connected with the entertainment industry, glamour, and the like. Also, Pisces is connected with what? Our intuition, the psychical. And so right now, yes, charity and all that good stuff connected with Pisces is really emphasized. But also, right now, yes, we are going to be connected with healing. Yes, with charity, but it's also going to be about how we can heal right now from some of the wounds or some of the issues from the past, because that's another positive trait connected with Pisces. And also, Pisces is connected with healthcare, and highlighted here the North Node and the South Node in Pisces and Virgo, respectively, 12th and 6th house. So there may be additional discussions regarding, yes, that's what is mystical, paranormal, intuitive, certainly, but also dealing with our health, mental health, physical health, and so on. And let's keep in mind another thing, the 12th house is about mysteries. So, kind of like the last full moon and the prior new moon, we still are trying to figure out what some of the mysteries are that are surrounding us right now. We really want to get to the bottom of some kind of deception that's making us tick right now. And even with this South Node in Virgo, it's very analytical, almost like the last full moon in Virgo. We really are continuing that theme of trying to figure out what it is that is being discussed right now that we really need to figure out and kind of weed through a bit of the deception. And with Neptune and Saturn, along with the new moon and the Pisces emphasis, that's not going to be easy. But by the time we get into April and we get into the Aries new moon, we're going to have everything pretty well figured out. Are we deceived, or these are the answers that we have been trying to find? We will find the answer in April. You can guarantee to whatever is mystifying us right at this time. So we really want to be straightforward, but we want to be conscientious. We want to not be so straight up that we are brutal. Take the hint from Pisces. Take a soft touch. Be gentle, be kind, but don't be passive aggressive or overly aggressive and assertive for that matter. Kind of quelch a little bit of our unpredictable nature right now. And this is the time for planning, because come April, our our goals are going to take off, and we're going to have even more enthusiasm as we progress into the following month. And whatever our creative visions are right now, and making things happen, are going to be very productive, as mentioned, as we get into the month. So there is right now a grand vision that we are going to carry out for the future. And because of this Uranus connection, we want to connect with each other. We want to avoid conflict. We want to create peace as we are connected with our humanity. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my contact information is down below. I give one-on-one readings and written reports. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification. Until next time, many, many blessings.